everyone. I am on live right here in the beginning of this film and this process video, and the reason why I'm doing this a little bit different is because I actually wanted to talk to you about it before I actually start doing my process. So I was going through my stuff and I came across this Oh Darling crepe paper, and it's from 2013. So I guess they did make ephemera back then. But I only have the vellum pieces. So I have a hard time using vellum. And this is everything in the package. I've never even used it. I challenged myself today to use as much as I can for this. Now all I have from the crepe paper is just a couple of the sheets. This cut apart and this sticker sheet. And so my goal is, like I said, to try to use up what I can, but I'm focusing primarily on the vellum. And I want to try to get this out of my stash and onto a layout. So I know I'm not going to be able to use all of it. That is just like impossible without it looking kind of ridiculous, but at least I'm going to try to focus on it. All right. Hi Scrappy friends, I hope you liked that little bit of live video where I showed you the actual package, and I decided to end up including it in this process video so that way you guys got a visual of the actual package that inspired me to challenge myself to use a product that I don't normally like to do. So I'm definitely going to stash bust this. I actually could have used this for my design team, but I didn't. And that's because, honestly, I thought this video was going to be such a fail, and in the end it doesn't though. So it is going to be nerve-wracking to watch at times. I'm going to tell you that because, you know, there's a lot of factors in here. For one, I'm using a product I don't normally like to use, which is vellum. I love vellum to layer under photos, but not die cuts. It's almost like acetate. They're kind of hard to use. And then lately I've been using sketches. For those of you who don't know, when I go back to work full-time, I am usually pressed for time, so I need something that's going to help me just take the thinking of an actual layout out of the equation, and sketches end up working it and just works out for me, and it makes things go a little bit smoother. So this actual design layout was 100% mine, and yeah, so there's that idea of not working with a sketch and having to get in that mind frame again of creating my own layout. And then packaging. Oh, this is it right here. So let's just talk about that for a minute. So I decided to do some packaging, and I thought, I haven't done it in a long time. So first I had to find some packaging. I've only found this one piece that has been buried underneath my workspace, has a crease in it. Then the nozzle doesn't end up working because I haven't used my inks in a long time. So then I end up pouring it onto the plastic. Now I was moving that plastic around for a while because I was hoping for it to dry because I had so much on there. And anytime that I get stressed out, sometimes I just go for it and then kind of wing it. So I end up going, just forget it, just throw it on your layout and see what happens. And I did, and I'm cringing. And then I take my Heidi Swap Gold. I didn't even shake it. I mean, hello, that's the first thing you're supposed to do with the Heidi Swap Shine, is to shake them. And so I don't even shake the color around. So when I go to splatter, there's some drops that are pretty much clear liquid. So what I'm trying to do is take a paper towel and save them by drying up the clear part in hopes that it leaves the gold. Now when I'm done with this, I'm freaking out because I'm like, this looks horrible. Can I cover it up with a photo so that way nobody would know that what I did? And I can't get another sheet of cardstock because I adhered the white cardstock to the pattern paper, which I never do. Excuse me, I'm getting sick with the cold, so if my voice is a little croaky, it's because, like I said, I'm getting sick, and I hate that feeling. So next I decided to put some more ink on it because, like not Heidi Swap, Missy Whitten, she always says, keep going with it, keep adding more, and it will work out. So that's what I do. And again, I add a little too much, but I go with it, and I put it on, and as soon as I put my picture down right here, I'm like, hey, it actually doesn't look too bad. So I add more ink, the gold shine. I did shake it up this time, and I'm really liking how it looks. Now I'm just trying to figure out if I want it to be vertical or horizontal. I end up deciding on the horizontal, and then I'm just trying to figure out if I want the ink to be more on the bottom or more on the top. Like the way I'm rotating it, I'm just trying to decide on what is the best fit for the picture. So I take my heat gun, which I never use that thing. In fact, I never use it to dry the ink, but this time, like I said, I was so impatient. Sorry, I needed some water. And then I bring out this tool, another factor that stresses me out. So I haven't used this thing in forever, and I took it out of the box, and I take part of the doily, and I run it through as a trial run to see if it's going to work and turn out, because we all know with acetate or vellum, it's going to show where the adhesive is. So I run it through, and I realize right away that, and I'm actually trying to scrape it off right now, off camera, that there is what looks like dirt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I get it off? It's not on my hands. It must be from the machine, because the machine is dusty even though it was kept in a box. So I thought about removing it, and I thought, no, she will just destroy this layout. So I leave it, and even though it's not perfectly aligned on that white piece of paper, cardstock, I have to let things go. So I decide to, and then I clean it. So this video, I did not edit it at all. I basically, this layout only took me 26 minutes, which was super fast, especially for me designing my own layout. Normally that quickly usually goes with sketches, but this layout actually comes together really fast and really easy. So I wipe it all down thinking that might help the dirt around the edges of the vellum. And it does for the most part. But again, with the adhesive, it picks up anything. So I run the other doily through, and then I'm going to offset it right here. So it just, I like the look of it. I kind of like the diagonal line. And I'm placing the picture down. And then this is where I decide to start building the layout. So here is the slide that says playtime, and right away I want to use that because this is just a picture of my daughter and there's no particular story I want to tell here, other than I'm just trying to go through my photos and add more pictures of her mom and I, oh my goodness, Desiree, of her parents. Because in a previous video I talked about how I went through her first album and there were hardly any photos. I think there was 3 of me in her whole entire first year album. And that's because I don't like to be in front of the camera. I actually like to be the one taking the pictures. I just don't like pictures of me. And so I really had to get past the photos of the ones I don't like of me and just say, you know what, it doesn't matter, she's not going to care, and just go with it. So there's, like I said, there's no story to tell of here other than I just took a quick picture of her and I that day, and that's it. So I'm going to use all the ephemera that I can with little words on it to make it feel like there is an actual story. So I found these arrows, and the arrow says sweet and this other one says girl. And then there was this other one that says adorable, and I noticed that all the arrows in the package were pointing to the right. So I didn't have any pointing to the left. And what I had to do was I found this one that says adorable that really isn't an arrow, and then I found another one that is pink with the dots. And that way they can mirror one another, both sides, and I like that. I really, really, really like that. Next I found these bows, and I was messing with them because I'm like, well, how can I make these bows work? Is it too much? Should I not have it? And then I first put them at the top. I had them kind of diagonal, but then I thought about doing this, and then once I did that, I'm like, oh, that's it. Like, I love that look. So I'm going to keep that on there. However, later on I am going to switch where the pink one went, and so the pink is going to be at the bottom and the green one is going to be at the top, and that's just to add some more green up at the top. So off camera I did run everything through my Xyron, and now I'm just kind of putting the layout back together. Obviously though, now it has adhesive, and of course once I stick it down I realize I didn't move it over to the right enough. Now I'm not actually, no, I stick it down and for some reason I move it over, and then I'm going to realize that it's still not quite over to the right, and then I'm going to have to pick it up again. And that's where like I said, I was stressing this whole time. And scrapbooking is supposed to be relaxing. It usually is for me. It is usually very therapeutic. So here, see now, actually that looks perfect, but I think I end up moving that gray or green bow over too, because for some reason I was thinking that it just wasn't covering enough of the line that was bothering me from the ink. Alright, so I'm just, yeah, I'm just moving that over there, and see, this is where I'm going to put that down, and or the arrow, I almost put it down and I realize it's not, I don't have enough room. So now I'm trying to carefully remove this layout or this photo. So see guys, even I make mistakes. Layouts sometimes do not go smoothly. This is definitely one of them, and I wanted everyone to see this. You know, I could have totally edited it out and made it look like, oh, it just came together so perfectly and wonderfully, and nope, I'm showing you the struggles of sometimes of putting a layout together. And what's really drives me crazy is when, oh sure, when there's no adhesive, it all goes on perfectly, and then once I adhere it, nothing wants to go in the same spot I originally had it in. So I'm also going to move those arrows down too, because remember how I said I wanted it the left side to mirror with the right side? I don't have that lined up, so then I'm going to have to fix that. Those arrows though, the rest goes on pretty smoothly. Now I will say that I'm so glad that I stuck through this with all the hiccups, all the aggravation, to the point where I thought I was going to crinkle up this layout and throw it in the trash. I'm glad I didn't, because in the end this layout came out way better than I imagined. I love how it turned out. I love that it's something very different that is in I can't even talk anymore. Completely different than what is in my albums now. And I hope that I encouraged you to use something out of your stash that you're still not sure about. If you want to still use it, or if you even like the product. And if you do create something, I would love to see it. So please come back and leave me a comment with the link to your layout, so that way we could talk about it. And yeah, so I just hope I inspired you. So I noticed recently that I am pretty close to getting 700 subscribers. So I wanted to do a giveaway, and my giveaway is going to be, once I hit 700 subscribers, I am going to announce it on a video, and then I'm going to do a lucky drawing for one person, and that winner is going to get a gift card to their scrapbook of their store of their choice. It does have to be online, and it does have to, the store does have to provide electronic gift cards, because I want to open up this drawing to anybody. So first, all you have to do is be a subscriber. So if you like my style, you like my videos, I would love to have you here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, so that way you can be part of it and you don't miss out on anything. And then last, it is the weekend, so please enjoy being with your family and your loved ones, and you all have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!